Being Jewish should not be a death sentence in 2025. I am so sorry to my Jewish brothers and sisters that the world is turning a blind eye yet again to those who wish to destroy the Jewish people. It seems to me that 80 years after the Holocaust, we should insist that the Iranian regime, which is the great evil to all of this, be dealt with, that we should destroy Hamas and Hezbollah to allow Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel. We have anti-Semitism in flames all over the planet, and we're not doing enough to push back.
Joining me now with more on all of this is South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, thanks very much for being here this morning.
What's the connection between Syria and Australia? Radical Islam. Radical Islam wants to kill all the Jews. They want to kill 2 soldiers from Iowa. This is a religious war. They hate us because we're Christians, we're infidels, and they want to kill all the Jews. To the Australian government, you let your people down. The man who was killed, the rabbi that was killed in this attack, wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of Australia weeks ago asking him to reconsider recognizing the Palestinian state. To every Western government who's recognized a Palestinian state, you're rewarding killing Jews. It's the most irresponsible decision I can imagine. What state are you recognizing? Is it controlled by Hamas? What are you recognizing here? When you kill Jews, you get a state, you're going to get more killing of Jews. So I would urge the West to get tougher on radical Islam. The rabbi who begged the Prime Minister to reverse his decision to recognize the Palestinian state is now dead. And how could you not have better security given what's going on in Australia around a large gathering of our Jewish brothers and sisters on Hanukkah?
On Australia, this rabbi who sent the letter, are you saying and warning other nations not to recognize a Palestinian state?
I am telling you that if you recognize a Palestinian state after October the 7th, or you have not negotiated a new West Bank, a new Gaza free from Islamic terrorist control, you're incentivizing killing Jews. The signal is you attack and kill 1,200 Jewish people, the world will recognize a Palestinian state. The best way to get a Palestinian state is to kill Jews. That's what the message is being sent from Australia, France, and Germany. France can't even have a Christmas celebration because they're worried about radical Islam in their midst. So President Trump is right to retaliate. And as to Gaza, I reject a board of peace. I reject rebuilding Gaza until Hamas has been disarmed and destroyed. So this idea that we would rebuild Gaza before Hamas has been disarmed and destroyed makes no sense to me.
So this is all radical Islam, Senator. What do you want to see from President Trump in terms of assisting Australia right now?
I want President Trump to make a speech about what we're facing. That ISIS, Obama and Biden were wrecking balls. Obama withdrew all of our forces from Iraq. I begged him not to. ISIS took over in Iraq and Syria. Raqqa, Syria became a launching pad for attacks against the West. President Trump destroyed the caliphate. President Biden withdrew from Afghanistan, setting in motion radicalization of the entire planet, Russia invading Ukraine. President Trump has been dealing with a wrecking ball of Obama and Biden. What would I like to see him do? Give Israel the green light to go in and finish off Hamas, destroy Hezbollah. If you can't get them to disarm diplomatically in Lebanon, come up with a military campaign to take Hezbollah down, work with Israel to do that. The world will never be safe as long as Iran has proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah. Do not rebuild Gaza. Do not invest in Gaza until Hamas has been disarmed. Stand with Israel without apology. Reject the idea that a Palestinian state is the right answer until the Palestinian state has been de-radicalized and demilitarized. What happened in Australia should be a word of warning. When you appease those who kill Jews, you get more killing of Jews. ISIS killed 2 young men from Iowa because they were in Syria protecting us. And if ISIS comes back, they will hit us again. So God bless President Trump for putting ISIS on notice. We're going to retaliate, disarm Hamas, give Israel the green light to finish them off.
And what can you do in the Senate? You've got a few days left legislatively for the year. Are you expecting a response from the Senate this upcoming week?
Yeah, I would love to see the Senate pass legislation going after the schools that breed anti-Semitism and make it hard to be a Jewish student on campus. What I want to do is more aid to Israel. I'm going to Israel next week. I think what we should be doing is working with the administration to come up with a plan to rebuild Gaza, to de-radicalize and demilitarize Gaza and the West Bank only after Hamas has been destroyed. There is no Arab force coming into Gaza to take weapons away from Hamas. That's got to be done by Israel. So I would urge President give them the green light. When it comes to Russia, Ukraine, I want to pass sanctions against Russia to give tools to President Trump to go after customers who prop Putin's war machine up. This Russia-Ukraine deal cannot be paving the way for a third invasion. There's so much going on in the world right now. I really do appreciate President Trump. He has got a mess on his hands, from Obamacare to a broken border to a war in Russia, Ukraine, to radical Islam on the rise, and it all goes back to Obama and Biden. He is cleaning up their mess, and be patient with this man.
Well, should we be expecting copycat efforts in the United States?
Yes.
I mean, this attack in Australia was designed to target the Jewish community
100%.
on the first day of Hanukkah. What should we expect in America?
Yep. There should be no meeting of our Jewish brothers and sisters anywhere in the country of significance without adequate security. Being Jewish should not be a death sentence in 2025. I am so sorry to my Jewish brothers and sisters that the world is turning a blind eye yet again to those who wish to destroy the Jewish people. It seems to me that 80 years after the Holocaust, we should insist that the Iranian regime, which is the great evil to all of this, be dealt with, that we should destroy Hamas and Hezbollah to allow Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel. We have anti-Semitism in flames all over the planet, and we're not doing enough to push back.
But Senator, we thought that we were seeing progress on that front from President Trump's efforts on ending all of these wars.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I appreciate his efforts. He allowed Israel to punish Hamas and degrade them. I think we should have finished them off. I'm glad the hostages are out. But to President Trump, I like the idea of a border peace, but it won't work in Gaza until Hamas is disarmed. You need to put Hamas on a time clock like you did Iran. We should give them X amount of days to disarm. If they don't, let Israel go in and disarm them. Do the same thing in Lebanon. Hezbollah has more American blood on its hands than Hamas does. They're all backed by Iran. You need to put these proxies on a time clock to disarm so we can get to true peace. There will never be true peace in the Mideast as long as Hamas and Hezbollah exist with the military capability to strike Israel or strike us.
What are your plans in Israel next week, Senator?
To show my support for the Jewish state and also on the West Bank. Israel needs to control these settlers in the West Bank. But to go to Israel and say, stand with you. I urge you to come up with a military plan to destroy Hezbollah in Lebanon if they will not disarm. To talk to them about what they need to finish Hamas off. What do you need militarily? What do you need to survive as the Jewish state? To plant the American flag in Jerusalem and say, I am here, I stand with you. The people trying to kill Jews in Israel and throughout the world want to kill you and me too. Radical Islam is an enemy of mankind. Now's the time to be firm, clear, morally certain. Hamas must be disarmed. It's non-negotiable. Hezbollah is next. We need to keep Iran in a box. Whatever Israel needs, we need to give to them. To those in the Republican Party who believe supporting Israel is a liability to the United States, you're nuts. Israel is doing things to make us safer here. For every terrorist they kill over here, that's one less that can come to over there. There's one less that can come here. So I want to stand firmly with Israel. Israel's not perfect, but they're our ally, and the people wishing to destroy the Jewish state wish to kill you too.
All right, Senator, we'll be watching your work on this. Thanks so much for being here this morning, sir.